extra. I read all about it. Welcome to Born Without Boundaries, guys. This is my channel. My name is Michelle. Welcome. Please do click subscribe and ring that bell, and then you'll know when I go live. That's the only way you know when I go live, is if you ring the bell, then get the notifications. If not, you won't know. Your choice. Welcome, welcome. So this is the daily reading. I do a reading every day, picking up on energies, flying around the cosmos, picking up on energies for the day. So this is daily reading, day to day. If you see this video a year from now, then that's when you were meant to see this. It all happens when it comes to you when you were meant to see it. That's when it does, and I trust that. But I'll always date it so that you know when I recorded the video. I use a Talisman and Cauldron tarot deck. Talisman and Cauldron is a spiritual store in Derby, Connecticut, and my friend Laura owns it, and her partner China developed this deck, and this deck has a very interesting voice. It just, to say the very least, it has a very interesting voice, so I actually love working with it. Let's see what the general energies are today. I have to say, this has been a surprisingly difficult week. It has. I mean, nothing horrible has happened, but this has been a week of comeuppance. This has been a week of surprising and not so happy news. This has been a week of having to deal with things that would have been otherwise preferably been avoided. Let's put it that way. But, you know, that's life. I don't know if that's this week or just this life, but I feel that karma's playing a very strong part in what's happening this week. And, you know, I mean, karma's not something that any of us can avoid. So what we do is we face it head on. That's what we do. And we make very clear statements about taking responsibility for our actions, taking responsibility for what we've done, but also being very firm in our expectations and what we really want out of life, and putting our energy and focus where we want to go, not where we've been, right? Setting a new karmic cycle, because when you confront karma, karma confronts you. That's the end of a cycle. That's the closing up of it if we complete it and finish it. And so now we have to focus our energy what we want to do, where we want to grow, where we want to be headed. It's not like, yeah, let's find a way to continue the cycle or restart the cycle or make the same choices again. The point and purpose of karma is that you end up living in the world that you create, and when you're confronted with karma, you realize that it was the choices that you made that created the world that you live in. You want to create a new world. You want to live in a different world. You want your life to be different, then you must make different choices and contribute to the world in a different way. So that was just my little blurb today. Let's see what the cards have to say. Thank you so much for watching my daily readings. I have the last 4 zodiac signs that will be coming out this evening. That will be Taurus. Let me see. That will be Aquarius. Why do I always skip over Aquarius? I was supposed to do Aquarius after Capricorn, and I didn't. I did Pisces and Aries instead. So for all my Aquarian viewers out there, I apologize for that. Up on board today, coming out by the end of this evening, will be Aquarius, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. Knight of Cups. The delivery of an offer of love. The delivery of, 2 of Cups. But I'll tell you right now, the 2 of Cups came out a little wonky, so that would be interesting to understand where that's headed today. think you're stuck. That makes sense, right? King of Pentacles. All these are beautiful cards. Two of Cups, Four of Pentacles, which can be stuck, can be afraid to move on, can be a little bit greedy. King of Pentacles, though, there you go. Beautiful card to have. The Emperor. The Chariot. The Lovers. Marriage. So there could be a, okay. You know, just because you don't like it doesn't mean the world isn't right. That's all I have to say. That's what's on my mind. That's what I have to say. That even though you don't like what you see, doesn't mean something wrong has happened. Even though it didn't work out the way that you wanted it to work out, doesn't mean that something bad has happened. It just means that you were wrong. And sometimes you have to accept that and be happy for people, right? Because as much as you can insist that this is supposed to be my way, things are supposed to work out for me, maybe it's not that way. Maybe it's supposed to work out for somebody else. And just be happy. Like, be happy when happiness is there. Love. Like, if you have been disappointed in love because somebody left you for somebody else, send them off in happiness. If you have been disappointed because somebody was selected for a job, send it off in happiness. And I know it's not happiness. Like listen, you're allowed to be disappointed. Okay? You're allowed to be angry and you're allowed to be pissed. What you're not allowed to do is be stuck in that energy, because what that does is create your karma. And so you'll be stuck in being disappointed and being unhappy and being left behind. Like, feel your feelings 100%. I would never tell anybody to deny being disappointed, being hurt, feeling betrayed, but don't stay there. Like, take yourself out for that Starbucks coffee. Go get yourself a massage. Go be around your friends. Be around people who can reestablish where you are loved, where you do fit in. We all have it, even if it's just going to the beach by ourselves. I know, I see Gina. Hi, Gina. This is a shout out to Tudor Rose. I see you all the time with your photos. You know, it's such a good example of this is her happy space. She doesn't even have to be with anybody. She goes to the beach. It makes her feel renewed. Put yourself, as soon as you start to feel those feelings, and feel them, acknowledge those feelings, but go and put yourself into a position, into an area, a location, or around a group of people, or in an activity that makes you feel the feelings you want to feel, like beautiful and loved and happy and nurtured. All of those things. Put yourself into that environment. Don't let yourself stay in the disappointment, because you will start to generate and radiate that energy that starts to create that karmic cycle, a new karmic cycle, and you'll get stuck in it again. And you don't want to keep being stuck in things that My computer's fritzing out in front of me. You don't want to be stuck in things that disappoint you. You don't want to be stuck in always being left behind, right? So go and be a part of those things that would never leave you behind. Okay. So we have a few cards here. So what we have in front of us is a potential marriage for somebody. And honestly, it may upset a few of you, because people you thought shouldn't be together are actually going forward, and they're moving forward with their love and their connection, because despite what you think or how you interpreted it, they actually belong together and they love each other. There's a little bit of resistance toward this connection between the two of them, but they're going to go forward with it, and in general, there will be a lot of celebration and happiness. So God bless them, send them on. Clearly that wasn't their fate. For others of you, you may be getting a marriage proposal. There's definitely coupling of counterparts, twin flames coming in, and it's going to be happening very quickly. The reason why And underneath that is the Strength card. So this is a very, in other words, there's strong momentum. There's a universal support for it. This is the way that it was meant to be. But there's also, yeah, this is healthy. This is right. This is what's supposed to happen. The only concern I have is a few of the cards came out on their side, and I was compelled to turn them upright. But it may not be, in other words, what is happening right now may not be the penultimate of what should happen. But first of all, who determines should? And second of all, it has to happen right now. This is what has to happen right now. The center card is the Chariot card. So something is definitely moving forward. I see love affairs moving forward. I see love affairs that were stuck or have been long-term established. Could be between a Taurus and an Aries. Could just be between, two very powerful, prominent people, two very well-established people, two very secure people who are very passionate. Could be between two men, right? Two people who are very secure in themselves and well-established. A connection between the two of them that is moving forward. This is followed up by the Lovers and then the Hierophant. So 100%, this is marriage coming in. But then there's the Five of Wands, which means there was a lot of competition for one of you, the other of you, or both of you. There was a lot of competition, or there was a lot of challenges to work out in the relationship, or people that were trying to come between the two of you. But it doesn't work because you triumph over them. It's followed by the Six of Wands and then the Three of Cups, which is a bunch of people loving and supporting you, a celebration, definitely a marriage, a celebration of this coupling coming together. So okay, this is very, very good day for people who are in a relationship that were dealing with a lot of competition or a lot of haters or people trying to come in between you. It was firmly established, though. I think you recognize that you loved each other, you miss each other when you're not with each other, and this is just, it's how it's going to be. Despite the hateraid that stands outside of you, it is going to go forward. It is going to be celebrated. It is going to be recognized and realized. There will be great triumph here. Yep. I think that there was an offer made maybe a couple of days ago or last week that finally solidifies the fact that the two of you are meant to be together. It's firmly established in the 3D. It's recognized. It's realized. And it's moving forward. All of these cards are upright. All of these cards are, positive. They're in their positive and most powerful position. So why am I so miserable? Okay, because I experienced disappointing news that two people are coming together that I didn't want to come together. I'll just be honest with you. That I wanted new, like happy news for me would have been that they had separated for good. Okay? I mean, listen, I'll just say it straight out. That may be bitchy, that may be mean, but it was what I thought was happening and a good sign for me. End of the day, it doesn't fucking matter what I want. What matters is what is right. And I and my ego don't always know what is right. I don't always know it. And the truth is, this is kind of liberating news because it means now I can think of other things. And I don't need to be stuck on the hope that something may happen that clearly was not destined to happen. And I have to leave it there. And it's that simple. Because all I see here is happiness and joy. And if I don't get on the wagon of celebrating happiness and joy and two people loving each other and being happy, then that is absolutely 100% definitely my problem. And it's me creating a vortex of misery. And I just refuse to do it. So, congratulations to this happy couple. Because I tell you, the energy for today, the energy coming through, despite, and this is how I know and why I really love working with tarot and oracle cards, is the messages aren't me and my ego. The messages are the energies. The messages are are the metadata, the collective knowledge. That's what they are. They're bigger than who I am, whether or not I want to see it. And this is why I always read. I always share with you what I see in front of me, because it's not about my interpretation. Like I said, I give you a channeled message, like a message from me at the beginning. I was very disappointed this week. Today, like I felt like because there are a lot of difficult things happening for me this week, not necessarily to me, but definitely it's been a surprisingly challenging week. Not bad things or anything, but well, it just hard stuff that I have to get through, right? But overall, there's great joy in the universe. There's great happiness. There's coming together of people who really care about each other. And at the very least, I can be happy that there's happiness. At the very least, at the very least, I can share some of the residual joy of two people who really enjoy being around each other and really want to be together. So that's what I try to focus on. Yeah, and this is rapidly moving. This is strength to the relationship. This is messages coming in that will basically how can I say this? Very definite messages. So what you know or what you saw or the information you received is true. It's not false. It's 100% real. And for all the brokenhearted out there that don't want to hear this message, I'm right there with you. But for all the people out there who really needed to know that their relationship mattered, and that if it's been rocky, it's going to come off the rocks, that there will be today an established sense of just joy and happiness, and the coming together of two people who really belong together. This is your day. Today is a very good day, because all of that competition or any impediment to you two actually being official and getting married, it's going to be removed. There's going to be marriage. There's going to be celebration here. There's going to be, because I do see that there was some conflicts, some petty bullshit that were getting in the way of marriage. But whether you get married or not doesn't matter. What matters is you're going to overcome that. That's overcome. It's in the past, and you've worked through it. And this is a beautiful spread. This is a beautiful spread. More for people who are already in some sort of relationship right now. Now, for some people who aren't, I honestly do feel that something is coming towards you rapidly. The Chariot is the central card. Now, Chariot is the Cancerian card. So it could be, if I'm speaking to Cancers, I haven't gotten to your reading yet, the energy for today of something that you really love, something that you were really passionate about. It could be another person coming in your direction. It could be an Aries. It could be a Taurus, Capricorn, a Virgo. It could be a lot. Don't get hung up on the signs, people. It could be not even Cancerian. It could just be this forward progress of actually coming into communion and meeting your soulmate. Really, like firmly established, like actually in the 3D, meeting them. Being recognized for everything that you are. This is really a love reading, though, I have to say. With the Hierophant and the Lovers and the Two of Cups. This is a love reading. So there is progress that's going to be made in a situation where you may have felt stuck. You may have felt like you were basically going to be single forever. You aren't. You aren't. There is definitely love coming in, and it's coming in rather rapidly. There are 2 8s here, which tells me 2 8s sitting back to back. The 8 of Wands, and the Strength card. It could be a connection with a Leo. It could be just a connection with taming the beast. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that could be, esoterically speaking, a connection with a deeper part of yourself, an acceptance of who you are, and notoriety, time for you to shine. It could also just be connection and a communion with somebody who was difficult to be with. No, I don't think that's it though. Let me go back. There are 2 5s sitting next to each other. There are 2 8s sitting next to each other. What I can say is this is fate and destiny that's going to take over. That no matter how things look or seem right now, fate and destiny is going to take over. And there is something completely divine and completely right about this union coming in. Like, I feel like this today is that turnaround day when fate and prosperity, just fate brings prosperity your way. It brings triumph, it brings celebration, it brings joy. There has been conflict. There has been stuck. It's completely released now. The floodgates have broken through. This is the 8th month. It's Leo season. This is, I know it seems like impossible to believe, but whatever you feel inside of yourself that is really, really right, don't question it. Don't question it. It's going to happen. This is your assurance. It's going to happen. Even if things seem wonky right now, that Cupid's arrows have been released and everything is made right. And for people who are single, that includes you too. It includes what you want out of your career. It includes what you want out of your money, and includes what you want out of love, even if you haven't thought of love in a while. So believe in it. Believe in it. This is that reassuring message of there's going to be breakthroughs today. Karmic breakthroughs that needed to happen to pave the way for you to be recognized. Movement. There's a lot of movement here. The Chariot and the Eight of Wands. Yeah, I feel like if this is marriage coming, there's a lot of people who didn't want this marriage to happen. And the truth is, the Three of Cups came out wonky. So there's a couple of these cards. So the truth is, I'm not sure. This is what I have to say, and I have to share this with you. Because I chose to turn the cards upright instead of leaving them crooked, it could very well be that this is too optimistic, and that all of these cards that were a little bit helter-kelter, I made the choice to make a better situation. But that doesn't mean, in terms of fate and destiny, it was a better situation. We could be trying too hard to make something work that is not supposed to work. That's what I want to share. And it does have to do with love and communion. And honestly, I feel if there's a marriage that comes out of this, either today, a marriage proposal or not, it has got it's got weakness to it. It's got weakness to it. That's what I feel. I'm just going to say it. And I don't want to be, like, I didn't want to say that because I want to hate on it. I just need to acknowledge the fact that a lot of these cards did come out quasi, almost on their side or quasi on their side. So the statement there is, it has to be either our choice to make the best out of the situation and help fate along, 1, or 2, even though things are unfolding and they're happy things, they're not necessarily sincere happy things. They're not necessarily, they don't have that root or that depth that they're supposed to. So keep moving forward and keep being strong. And don't let anything, if this, let's put it this way. If the news today makes you unhappy, let it brush off. Like, don't let it get to you. Okay? If the news today makes you very happy, revel in the joy. This is a good moment for you. But listen to that feeling inside. Like, listen to where you're supposed to be right now. Don't doubt where you're supposed to be right now. Don't validate your experience. Be on your own side today. Because there is definitely happiness coming in and victory coming in. But I feel like the marriage between these two people that ends up happening, that was contested in a lot of ways, it's not going to make people so happy. It's not going to make a lot of people happy. But that could just be jealous bitches who don't want to see you together. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that could be why. You know, this could be somebody who a lot of people wanted, and now he or she's off the market. Like, that is kind of what I'm picking up here. Like, there's kind of like a hateraid going on here. But sometimes people aren't happy that people are getting together, not because, this is what I'm saying, this is why we always tend to say it's like haters. Criticism is not the same as hating. It's not the same, and I've always felt that way. And that's why I answer my critical comments as well as my complimentary comments. Because criticism is not the same as hating. Like, hating is, you know, I hope something bad happens to you, or you should never even be doing this stuff. Like, that's hating. That's mean. That's definitely comments that are created to harm somebody. Criticism is, and I've listened to it, you need to stop twisting your hair so much because it's distracting. Okay, well, that's actually good criticism because I'm not aware of those, cause like it's almost like you know, it's like a habit of mine. So I'm not aware of it. But when a viewer is watching and says it, now I can be aware of it, right? Oh, you need to stop wiping your nose on camera. It's really gross. Okay, that sounds like hating, but it's really not. It's actually a good criticism because I'm sitting over here with my tissues all the time because I have, you know, because I have allergies. But is that something people want to watch? I mean, I'm making a video here, right? So it is something that there's a big difference between criticism and hating. And we should be able to control our egos enough to know the difference. So that's what I'm feeling. Like, some of this contest is bull. It's a bunch of BS. But a lot of times when people feel something, or there's a mentality around something, it isn't just because people are jealous or hating. It's because they're not. They're actually, remember I always tell you, believe in your feelings. Like, don't brush them off as petty, or, oh, it's just insecurity, or it's just my baggage. No, maybe it's your actual feelings. So maybe this is actual feelings of people not being happy because they don't see, like, there's been a lot of trouble and struggle with this couple. And there's been a lot of, well, why didn't they get together years ago? Why did it take them so long? Like, there's been a reason behind people that, in other words, a reason why people wouldn't be as happy as you want them to be now, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we can be really happy when two people who love each other so much come together. But if these people who are always at each other's throats, are always making up and breaking up, are always dumping each other, getting back together, there's always some sort of conflict, there's always some sort of barrier, and now they announce that they're getting married. It's almost like when it's almost like when you know an unhappy couple and you've like actually hoped for a divorce between them because they're so miserable, and instead they announce that they're having a baby. It's almost that reaction. That's what I'm saying. It took me 29 minutes to get here. But it's almost like, wait, what? You know, it's like, it's almost that reaction. So we don't want to hate anybody. We want people to be happy. We want to focus on the happiness. But we also kind of want to be honest and be like, did you just say what you, okay, you, oh, that's the kind of feeling. Like, the victory is not really victory. Like, It's more settling than coming into union and realizing your love. It's more settling for what's with you right now and what you have in front of you right now, instead of believing in the divine connection that's actually out there for you. That's what I feel. 100%. That's my sincere message to you guys. However, we have things to do. And I love the chariot because it's staring right at me. And as a Cancerian myself, I take great pride that this is my card. I do. Because it's bold. And it's brash. And it's confident. And it knows itself. And it's like, I'm moving forward. I'm moving through this. I'm moving beyond it. I have my life. I have my dreams. I have my hopes. I have my aspirations. I have my goals. That's my star player. I'm in tune. I'm focused on that. And I know, like, a lot of times, especially when you're single, that's what happens. That's the only thing we're left with focusing on. But I have to say this to all the singles out there. That drive is exactly what you needed to feel right now. That push is exactly what you needed to feel right now. Because you are right about who you're meant to be with. You are right about your destiny and future, and it just fueled you, put a little more fire in your tank to push you forward. And it is exactly what you needed. And where you're coming into union is with your dreams come true. Where you're coming into union and being celebrated is where once there was a lot of competition, there's now only you. So you just keep driving straight and driving right. This is love will win out. In the end, real love will win out. Whatever bullshit is happening now, whatever craziness is happening now, real love will win out. You will end up in the right place at the right time. It will happen that way. Keep having faith. Keep moving forward. Everything that is meant to be is going to be. 8-8. This is infinity. This is that strength that tamed the beast. This is those arrows, like launching forward, moving fast, like meteoric rise. This is that momentum of people, of recognition, of triumph. And it's meant to happen. 8-8. It's fated. It's destiny. This is infinity. This is something that's always been divined. Through whatever mess is happening now. Doesn't like and the mess, it's funny because the mess is a beautiful mess. The mess is a gorgeous mess. The mess is happy. It's you know, it's everything that it's supposed to be, but not. And that's okay. And that's okay, because we just keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward. Maybe the triumph, I gotta say this, maybe the triumph and the victory actually lie in the fact that somebody stopped the marriage. I just got that message. Like, maybe the triumph and victory is that the marriage was avoided. And that's why people are celebrating, because thank God it didn't happen. Like, that's what literally that's what I have to share with you. Like, seriously. But let us say, it's out of your control, so what you have to do is just keep moving forward. That's it. That's it. For the singles out there. For those of you who are in relationships, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just got this feeling that maybe, just maybe, if there has been conflicts between you, because this is a very karmic week. So if there has been a lot of conflicts between you, my advice to you would be to reassess those conflicts and reassess your connection with each other. And ask yourself, why are we together? Are we together just to be together? Are we together because we need each other? Or are we together because we actually really do love each other and this is actually working out and good for us both? Like, why are we together? Do we strengthen each other? Or do we depend on each other? Like, depend on each other like crutches. Because the decisions made now will affect you, will continue to affect you in the future. So be sure that you are making decisions with spirit and with faith and not against it. Just keep moving forward. Like Ariana Grande's Just Keep Breathing is in my head like all the time. Just keep breathing. Just keep moving through. Just keep moving through. I will talk to you guys later on today. Bye.